All right, guys, in this video, we're going to talk about how to prevent flash rust from forming off of freshly vapor blasted parts, or if you, let's say, degrease an engine after it's been honed and you decked it and whatnot, you have bare metal surfaces, and after you rinse it with water, you want to prevent flash rust, right? So that's another application. A third application is, let's say you were derusting a metal gas tank from a motorcycle, right? You put vinegar or evaporust and you get rid of all the rust, right? You dump it out, and then if you're using vinegar, you usually want to rinse it with baking soda and water to neutralize it, but then you're still left with a wet, raw metal surface that will quickly flash rust, okay? So anytime you get bare metal wet, it's going to flash rust. So to prevent that, you can do a wash down rinse or treat the water with this product right here. It's Hold Tight 102, salt remover and flash rust preventer, okay? So I bought a gallon of this. It's pretty expensive at like 60 or 70 bucks, but you dilute it to a 50-to-1 ratio, water to this. So it's usually about 2.5 ounces per gallon to fully treat it, and then it prevents flash rust for like 72 hours. Okay, so here's what we're going to do in the video. I am going to vapor blast both these parts, which are identical in rust and whatnot, so they'll be bare. We'll dip one in a solution in a couple quarts of water treated with Hold Tight 102, and then this with just tap water. We'll remove them and we'll let them sit, and then we will see what happens as far as flash rust is concerned. Okay, so here's our little test setup. Here is water that's been treated with Hold Tight 102. This is leftover water that I had in my garden sprayer from when I degreased my engine. And then after I was done degreasing it with soap and water, I did a final wash down rinse with this product here, with this water treated, okay? And what that did is it rinsed all the tap water off, left this coating on there, and no flash rust, okay? So what we'll do is vapor blast both of these. We'll pull them out of the machine. We'll dunk one in here, one in here. We'll let them sit and then see what happens. All right, fresh out of the vapor blaster here. 2 wet parts. Okay, this one was way worse, and there's actually some rust on it. So let's go ahead and just put it right in there. That's the Hold Tight 102. This one still has a little bit of zinc on here. Okay, so this is obviously still protected. This is bare. All this is in bare. There's still a little bit of rust. So we'll go ahead and put that in the tap water. All right, so we'll just dunk this a little bit. Okay, and we'll just let it air dry. Now, see, there's no flash rust on these parts yet. Okay, if you dry this guy real quick and then even apply some heat to it and further dry it, then flash rust can be minimized, okay? But anyway, we'll just let these air dry. It's probably going to take a little bit, but let's just go talk about something else real quick. All right, guys, so another option is obviously you can treat all the water in the vapor blaster, and therefore you don't have to do anything afterwards, right? However, this thing holds like 30 gallons, okay? So to treat that, you would use roughly half a gallon of the Hold Tight 102, and that's roughly $30. So that's very expensive to treat all this water. So that's why I'm doing it in a dip tank afterwards. So you can do your blasting, take it out, and you can have a clean treated dip tank for all your metal parts, and that way you can minimize the amount of product you use and therefore the expense. Okay, also this is a closed loop. If you had an open loop, it would be even worse because you would be adding tap water to the system, diluting the 102, So that's not a good situation anyway. So that's why what's nice about closed loop. But I got to change my water again. So really, if I were to dump this water, it'd be $30 plus after I'm done. So that's not really a solution I want. But I'll definitely use the dip tank when needed. All right, guys. So I'll drop a link in the video description and in the iCard. If you use that link, you support my channel at no cost to you. It just helps me out. Okay, so it's been a few hours, and this part here has absolutely zero flash rust. These brown specks you see on here are actually the old paint that was on this. By the way, these are handles for my garage door, so I'm repainting my wood garage door, and these are all the handles. So these were brown, so this looks like rust. Anyway, no flash rust on this part that was dipped in the Hold Tight 102. Here, you can see a little bit of flash rust, and it's here where the pitting was really bad. This part actually here, this looks raw steel, and this looks like there's still some zinc plating on here. Okay, so not a whole lot of flash rust. I was expecting more, actually. Here's another handle to the same project. I blasted this just 20 minutes ago. It's still wet. You can see the bronze color coming up. That's the rust. I mean, look at that. So that's the rust. This was straight out of the Vapor Blaster. I didn't even dip it in there. So let me get a close-up shot of these three parts. Okay, so this is the Hold Tight 102. This is water, and this is straight out of the Vapor Blaster. Okay, so here are the three parts. You can see the orange rust forming. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit this in the Vapor Blaster again, get it clean. You know, take 10 seconds. We'll dip it in the 102 and we'll try again, see if we can reduce the flash rust. Give the part a rinse. Rinse my door down. Alright, so this guy will go, see there's no rust on it. It's clean again. We'll dip it in the 102 solution. There it is, and we'll just let it sit for a while and see what happens. Okay, here we are 1 day later. And here is the part that had flash rust on it. We re-blasted it, and we just dipped it in the Hold Tight 102 solution. And you can see there is zero flash rust on this part. There are bits of paint on here, but there is no rust. And remember, right here is where we got that orangey rust color. Okay, so these two parts were treated. Zero flash rust. Again, these little bits here are paint. And then here's the part that was just in the tap water. You can see the flash rust. So yeah, definitely it works. Okay. Okay, so it's been 2 days after I washed this engine block with soapy water and then rinsed it down with the Hold Tight 102 solution. There is no flash rust on these gasket mating surfaces, and especially in the bores, because we hone them, right? So that's bare metal, and they are completely rust-free, which is awesome, so I don't have to deal with that. Now, one spot flash rust did appear is right here out of these coolant passages, and I think what happened was there was still some residual water in the water jackets, and it was oozing out. So it washed away the Hold Tight 102 solution. In any case, this is the only flash rust I see on the whole block. So all I have to do is, you know, I could easily take care of that. This brown stuff here is just still, you know, oily stuff that, you know, baked on there over the years, but I'm not worried about that. So yeah, awesome. No flash rust. It's been 2 days. Anyway, this product works for vapor blasting or doing a wash down rinse anytime you have a metal ferrous object, right? So a link is in the video description and in the iCard. Make sure to check it out. And I guess that's it for this video, guys.